Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late September 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Capricorn collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Cappies here in late September? What's happening? What energies, messages, insights? Let me take a little peek at. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Cappies in late September. The seasons are shifting. We're in the very early stages of Libra season. And time keeps on ticking, my friends. Let's see what we got. Okay. I feel like I saw this for one of the air signs that I filmed yesterday. Now, this card is, it's a severed type of energy where it could either mean one very specific thing or another. And there's a great energy attached to it, but there's also some challenge too. So we'll get into that in a moment. Before we do, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end. So you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. Now, it does show up from time to time with this oracle deck. We see this lady in that big blue dress. She has a nice wig on, and she is looking in the mirror. So, of course, to me, the first thing I always think of is appearances. So, for some of the Cappies out there, maybe you're switching something up about your look or your appearance. Maybe it's a wardrobe thing, or maybe you're doing your hair different. It all really depends. There could be something connected to how the outer world perceives you or how you present yourself to people when this card shows up. It does remind me of the Queen of Wands because there's a certain confidence here. So for some of you, maybe you're feeling a little extra confident. For a portion of you, maybe it's the reverse. It all really depends. Generally, I say this is a pretty good card. But when we look deeper into the symbolism, notice she's not just looking at one mirror here. There's a room filled with them. So in this time, if you're connected to anyone that's a little egotistical or somebody that's, I don't want to use the word narcissistic. I feel like that word gets overused these days. But obviously this person is kind of obsessed with themselves. Now, again, I'm not saying that's you. You might have some extra tension with certain individuals that are a little selfish, or egotistical people might rub you the wrong way extra in this time. So we're just going to leave it at that. For some of you, could just speak about your confidence in your looks, which could be nice. But let's get into tarot here. And I always say the first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up here one time for my Cappies. What's happening in late September? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So a bit of a bump in the road in last week's reading. It was titled A Big Mistake. Now, not to say that you've made one. Like, to me, it felt more of like a cautionary energy that either you or maybe even someone you're connected to might have felt like they did something without thinking, or they should have approached something a different way. There was a vibe of a possible mistake showing up. So I would say even for the next couple weeks, just be a little cautious with certain things. Right, but let's see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards here for you, my friends. Let's start off nice. What do we got for the Cappies? Here we go. Thank you. Oh, okay. So we are starting strong. We have a tower in position number 1. Now, don't get nervous about that. I always say towers could sometimes be good. Sometimes they could be rough. Could be something that's already happened. It all really depends on the lens that we really look at it through. Let's get a couple more out here. Don't want to jump to conclusions, right? 10 Pentacles. Now, for some of you, this could actually be a really fabulous type of energy. Okay, let's get one more out here, and we'll start piecing it all together. I mean, these 2 energies are completely at odds, if that makes sense. Okay, we have the Page of Pentacles. So there is a comforting energy here for the Capricorn collective, because I see an energy you are comfortable with showing up within the spread. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first glance, yeah, we have a pretty extreme mixture of energies happening this week. We have the Tower in position number 1, which is strong, it's shocking, it shakes things up. We also have a double down of this earthy energy. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know Capricorn is an earth sign. You are very comfortable with this energy here on the back end. We have a card that could be representing you. The 10 of Pentacles is a fantastic card. So I would say with this earthy energy, we're looking good, but we always have to be a little skeptical whenever a tower shows up, because it could be something that comes in shockingly or suddenly. So especially next to the 10 of Pentacles, to me, it's extreme. Either it feels like it's something amazing or it's something you need to be very cautious with. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. Position number 1, the Tower. Now, this connects to the Scorpio collective. If you're connected to Scorpio, I mean, this could just be them showing up here. The Tower is a karmic card. It's a card of change, fast, sudden, shocking. These are all terms and words that we connect with it. Now, yes, it can be an uncomfortable energy, especially next to such a sturdy vibe, and we'll get into that 10 of Pentacles in a moment. But yeah, the imagery is a little rough when we take a look. Now, I always say, whether this is the karmic wheels turning, the Tower is about clearing the foundation to build anew. So this can be good. It's like hitting the reset button sometimes, or either that or it's just something that's like, whoa, where the hell did this come from? So we'll want to take a look at it further if you're not connected to the Scorpio, of course. The good aspect of it is like, yeah, something great could be coming towards you that you don't even see coming. So like, again, this could be very positive. It all really depends. And I think it's going to apply to a lot of you in different ways. Okay, but either way, it is a little bit uncomfortable, right? It is one of the more powerful cards in the whole entire deck. Moving to the center, here's where we start getting into a bit of a more comfort zone. We have the 10 of Pentacles, one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. And if you're a reader, you probably know this already. The 10 of Pentacles is level up type of energy. I think of influx of money. I think of expansion. I think of stability. This is a beautiful thing. Now, in its challenge, because you know I'm always going to give you the positive and a challenge, when this card shows up in its challenging aspect, it could represent feeling like the ground is a little shaky beneath you, which makes sense when we have this very powerful tower right next to it. The 10 of Pentacles, though, to me is extremely stable type of vibe. So we'll want to see what it is, whether it's a win or victory of some sort. Of course, since it's Pentacles, it could speak about material things, where we're talking about work, career, jobs. It could represent the home and family. So there's a lot of things that could really connect with this card. There's a lot of layers to it, and we'll want to take a look at it for sure. Again, sometimes the 10 of Pentacles in reverse could either be a huge focus on the material. Sometimes it could represent issues in those realms that I just described. So we'll look at it much further. Moving to the back end, we have a card that could be representing you. Here we have the Page of Pentacles. I love pages because they're a representation of youth, of newness. And that makes sense when we have like a 10, which could be a close of a cycle. We have a Tower. Now we have the Page on the other side of this. So this could be a great energy of cycles and renewal, the way the energy is flowing together. Now, in my simplistic style, again, a Page, since it's one of your cards, it could represent an earth sign. When we clarify it, it could tell us something you might be feeling, something that could be coming towards you. It all really depends. All pages are students and they're messengers, so we could be having conversations when this page is here. So we'll want to really see what's up with it. Sometimes it could be bashful. When we think of the challenging aspect of pages, they could be a little shy, they could be a little bashful. And since it's such a new energy, it's not fully developed yet, if that makes sense. So it's something where it's like, okay, well, this is still pretty fresh. It's like a limited time type of energy. So yeah, I want to dive deeper into all this, Capricorn. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. What do we got for the Cappies? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Tower here. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Capricorn, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Tower time. What is this shockwave type of energy about? Thank you. Okay, Page of Swords in reverse. Okay, I get a very quick change of plans or change in general. Okay, because notice we have the much more stable page here on the back end. Now we have the Page of Swords in reverse. Now, for a portion of you, if you're connected to an air sign, this could be a bit of a rocky road. The Page of Swords in reverse is usually very grounded, a little defensive. So when it shows up in reverse, I mean, for some of you, you might be a little on edge in this time. That makes sense, like, because this is like a connection of anxiety to me when I see these two cards together. So make sure you're not too anxious, nervous, like hope, like thinking that the worst case scenario is going to happen. This alignment could really represent that sometimes. Now, if that's not you, it could be someone else in that mode where it's like, oh, this is a catastrophe. But the good thing that I'm seeing here is there is a sudden change of plans, because let's talk about it a little further in depth. Remember I was saying about all pages, they represent new. They represent something that is possibly not fully developed yet for whatever reason. Okay, it's something where it's like, okay, well, this isn't fully working how it should. So the fact that it's a defensive type of energy, when I see it in reverse underneath the tower, it's like this is either a shocking change or a quick pivot, like calling an audible, like, okay, that didn't work, let's do this. Plan A, B, C, D. So with whatever it is you're going through, know that there is either multiple options or you should have multiple options lined up. Because to me, it's like a very shocking or sudden change of plan. All right, so it feels okay to me. It doesn't feel terrible aside from the anxiety kicking in that I'm picking up here. But again, I'd feel like this is a sudden change, or like calling an audible, if that's the best way we could put it. Let's go in on that 10 of Pentacles. I'm not going to talk that into the ground. It is what it is. But again, yeah, for some of you, if you're connected to an air sign, this could be a rough situation. We're picking up in the front. Possible fallout. But let's go in on that 10 of Pentacles here. Let's see what's up, because this might change the game. Okay. So we have the Page of Cups. So all pages here. So the fact that we have so many pages, if these aren't individuals, if these aren't people that we're seeing that you're connected to, we have air, we have water, we have earth. To me, again, it's like, okay, that didn't work, that didn't work. And I've been talking about plan A, B, C, D, and it makes sense. For some reason, these pages in reverse are telling me like, okay, that didn't work. This looks good, but that didn't work either. So I'm getting like multiple shifts, multiple changes of plan. Okay, so keep that in mind. Like you could be calling lots of changes in various situations, whether it's relationships, career, business, you name it, where it's like, okay, that road could be really rough. I'm not walking down that road. This one looks good, but there's something about it. It might not take too long, or it's too much work. I feel like a lot of analysis and switching of plans. Now, one thing I will say, this is much better here in the center. There is like a nice neutral middle ground. When I see the Page of Cups in reverse, this could sometimes represent emotional suppression. So when I see it underneath the 10 of Pentacles, some Capricorns out there, you might just be trying to see the silver linings of things, expressing an attitude of gratitude about certain things as well. But again, I just can't let go of this intuitive story I'm picking up where it's like, okay, that road's not going to work, that road's not going to work. Let's have different options here. Let's have different options on the table. And even if it doesn't feel like you do, I think you will at the very least. Let's keep moving. Lots of very concise themes here. Because again, remember the pages, since they're so youthful and new, if they're showing up in reverse, it's like, yeah, nope, not working, not working. Too strong, too slow. And this might be just right? Like too big, too small, just right. I'm kind of getting that type of vibe too. Let's see what the Page of Pentacles has to say. And we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. Let's see, is the Page of Wands going to come out and visit us too? Let's see, why is that Page of Pentacles here? Oh, quick. All right, better. Cool. So again, just like I was kind of feeling in the air, we have the 10 of Cups, beautiful, underneath this Page of Pentacles. It's like strike one, strike two, boom, home run. That's what it's like giving me here. So like, tried it once, it didn't work. Tried it twice, yeah, no, that didn't quite work either. Boom, home run right here on the back end. I absolutely love it. The 10 of Cups. So notice all these very concise themes we have for you this week. We have 3 cards that could represent closes of a cycle, with the Tower, with the 10 of Pentacles, with the 10 of Cups. Luckily, we have 2 of the most positive ones. We have 3 cards of Pages. So to me, it's like just weighing lots of different options. I feel for a lot of you, you're very good at seeing how something's going to turn out in the end. Okay, like there's something here about, all right, well, how is this going to turn out in the end? Like, should I put energy into this or should I not? But again, the 10 of Cups has a lot of similarities with the 10 of Pentacles. And in the end, I do see making the right choice, walking the right path, and long-term happiness here, which is beautiful. Even though I know this is a weekly read, we're picking up long-term energies. Now, the 10 of Cups, you see the happy family, the rainbow, the 10 Cups, it's emotional fulfillment, it's wish fulfillment. That's why I said, like, yeah, this one looks a little disastrous. This one looks okay, but it's a little too slow. This one right here is just right. So again, for a lot of the things you might be going through, it's more about tweaking your plans or tweaking the roadmap, if that makes sense. Like, you don't have to just throw things completely out. It's just about either try and try again or tweak the plans. There is a big energy of change and adaptability until you get it right. Okay, that's, I mean, a very precise message showing up for the Capricorn Collective this week. But luckily, in the end, we have a win, we have a payoff, and I'll take that. Okay, and life is like that sometimes, where, you know, sometimes it's not going to work out first try. Sometimes it's going to take a couple swings of the bat. So let's go through and do a quick recap here. I know I told you the overall themes that we've been picking up, but if you kindly look in the box here, lots of situations, lots of people too. But position number one, we have the Tower with the Page of Swords in reverse. Like I said, to me, this feels like a sudden or shocking change of plan where it's like, okay, well, this isn't going to work, or that didn't work. We got to go with plan B. For another portion of you, as we move over, and yeah, this does feel like anxiety to me. So like, try your best to relax yourself, meditate, ground your energy down when I see this. In the center, the 10 of Pentacles with the Page of Cups in reverse. Like, okay, well, that seems okay. That seems better, but it might take too long or might take too much effort. Like, there's something about this that isn't completely ideal. Like, it's good, but it's not ideal. Moving to the back end, here's where we get that just right energy. So whether it's like strike one, strike two, home run, or try and try again, it's like very precise the way this energy is coming out here. So again, for a lot of you, you have a good ability to see the end result of things before it even elapses. Yeah, with that Page of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, we have a big win or payoff here in the end. So I'm absolutely loving it, aside from this little uncomfortable energy here in the front and the changes that might need to happen. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's get you a shadow card here. So let's get a good shuffle here for my Cappies. What is going on, my guides? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What is in the shadows for my dear friends? Thank you. Another person. So we have the Emperor, Aries energy. So here's that little bit of fire to offset all the other elementals we have showing up throughout the reading. Now, whenever the Emperor shows up, he gets a bit of a bad rap in tarot. I feel like this could be good if you're not connected to an Aries. The Emperor is all about control. It could represent authority figures in your life. We're talking like bosses, CEOs, like people that call shots. Now, for some of you, you might be on a journey to call your own shots or take back your power in some sort of way when the Emperor is here. In its roughest case scenario, this could be someone you're connected to that has control issues. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it at that. When it's showing up here in the shadows, it could be somebody trying to control something from behind the scenes. Maybe some of you have issues with certain authority figures or authority in general when this is a shadow card. But again, when I see this card as a shadow card, it tells me that whatever situations you might be dealing with, you might have more of a say, and you might have more control over it than you think you do. So yeah, Capricorn, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the September subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks of all time, the beautiful Wizard's Tarot. It's gorgeous and it works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, where would you like to go for your dream vacation? What are you manifesting? Let me know. Let's bring it to fruition. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again.